Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the 1972 NFL season in Momentum Football. We're continuing this replay, and we have got, to put it mildly, a huge stakes matchup in the NFC Central tonight, as the Detroit Lions are headed back to the not-so-frozen tundra of Lambeau Field to play the Green Bay Packers for Week 12. Let's take a look at our current standings. In the NFC Central, both the Lions and the Packers have clinched playoff spots. Detroit currently is up half a game, but as of now, they also hold the head-to-head tiebreaker over Green Bay. They also have the current board tiebreaker, which is, actually, they have the current tiebreaker for the board, which is points on the board. Looking at the rest of the league, we see in the NFC West, the Niners are 2 games up on the Falcons and actually have a chance to clinch the division with a win or, I thought it was an and, but it's actually or an Atlanta loss. As for the Redskins in the NFC East, they will clinch the NFC East with a win or a Giants loss. And if the Lions lose here and the Redskins win, the Redskins will be the number 1 seed in the NFC, I should say. In the AFC, we see Miami and Pittsburgh have both wrapped up their respective divisions. The Raiders are still trying to lock up a playoff spot in the AFC West. The Bengals can also clinch a playoff spot with a victory tonight. Actually, they need help from Baltimore as well, because as it stands, the Bengals would lose a head-to-head tiebreaker with the Colts for the division. So with that, we are all set to get into this one. So let's start off with the coin toss. Yellow for Green Bay, blue for Detroit, white for the decision. Odds, the winning team will defer. Evens, the winning team will receive. Green Bay wins the toss, and they will defer. Which means the Lions will get the ball first to start the game. Lions can't return a kickoff for a touchdown, so we'll tick off our time for the kickoff. And we have a huge stakes matchup in the NFC Central, as I mentioned. The winner of this game doesn't just win the Central, but they'll definitely be in the driver's seat. And if it's the Lions, the division will be theirs to lose at that point. So, now that we're all set, let's get down to business with the opening drive. We are taking off 8 time off the clock for the Lions. A 5 is coming off of Green Bay's defense, but a 65 is going to be a touchdown pass, and the Lions will get off to a fast start. As the Lions will be up 6-0 pending the extra point. First, we need to see who caught the touchdown pass. 65 is Al Barnes caught that one from doubles. That will be from 6 yards out. Out will come Errol Mann to try to add the extra point. Not quite automatic, but he's an 11-65. That's a 22. The extra point will be up, and it will be good. Oop, don't need to do that yet. The Lions will open up a 7-0 lead. Stadium groans. Ugh. The Packers are trying to have a chance to win the NFC Central. A loss tonight, and that road gets very, very difficult for Green Bay. Let's see what happens with their first drive. That'll be 9 time coming off the clock for the Packers. 8 is coming off of Green Bay's offense, and a 65. And Green Bay will fire right back with a touchdown pass. And I think we're going to be in for a shootout tonight, folks. 24 will be Carroll Dale making that catch from 9 yards out. Chester Markle will automatically add the extra point. And just like that, we are tied at 7. And as I mentioned, I am very much expecting this to be a shootout, especially with such high stakes riding on this one. You wouldn't expect anything less with two teams in a dogfight for the NFC Central and what's likely to be the other first-round bye in the conference. Lions coming out for their second drive of the first quarter. That will be 5 time coming off the clock. 5 is coming off of Green Bay's defense, and a 22 will be an interception. Packers can return an interception for a touchdown, but they need an 11 to 12, and then a 55 and under on blue and yellow if red and white's a 12. 26 is not going to be good for an interception return, but a 31 will be Ken Ellis making that pick. Stadium cheers. Yay! And here comes the second drive of the first quarter for the Packers. We'll be ticking 10 time off the clock. Eight is coming off of Green Bay's offense with a 64. That will be good for a touchdown run, and the Packers will take the lead to electrify Lambeau Field. A win for the Packers means a split on the season series with the Lions. A 13 will be John Brockington taking that in from 2 yards out. And Markle will come out to add the extra point. And the Packers will open up a 14-7 lead on the Lions. We'll tick off time for the kickoff. And the Lions coming out with what's going to be their last drive of the first quarter. We'll be taking 7 time off the clock. 11 is coming off of Green Bay's defense, and a 16 will be another interception. We'll see if Green Bay can return this one for a touchdown. 52 says no, but a 61 will be Al Matthews making that pick. This drive will take us into the second quarter, most likely. So let's see what the Packers can do with this one. 6 time will be enough to get us into the second quarter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down to 13:40 remaining in the second quarter. The 6 is coming off of Detroit's defense with a 21, and Detroit's going to get an interception of their own. And they can return on an 11 to 13 for a touchdown. Which that's a 55, so no interception return there. But a 62 will be Rudy Redmond making that pick. Which helps keep the score right where it is. And now Detroit with their first drive of the second quarter. As the shootout so far does not seem to have materialized as I was expecting based on the first quarter. That will be 5 time coming off the clock for the Lions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is coming off of Green Bay's defense with a 31. The Lions are going to have to punt that one away. No chance of a block. But the Packers do have an opportunity to return a punt for a touchdown. 11 to 13 on red and white, but 13 requires a 62 and under on blue and yellow. Which that's a 25, so no return on the punt. Green Bay now with their second drive of the second quarter. If I can ever get the dice out. That will be another 5 time coming off the clock for the Packers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down to 10-20 in the quarter. 4 is coming off Detroit's defense. 43 is going to be a field goal attempt, and here will come Chester Markle to try to extend the Packer lead. He's an 11-51. That's a 13. That kick will be very much up and good. 3, 6 is 9, and 17, that's a 26-yard chip shot. But that will be enough for the Packers to open up a 17-7 lead on the Lions. Detroit with their next drive of the second quarter. This is their second drive. I've already ticked off time for the kickoff. Ticking off another 5 time. 4 is coming off of Green Bay's defense with a 44. The Lions are going to have to punt that one away. No possibility of a block, but we can have a punt return for a touchdown from Green Bay. Which the 66 says no way. And now Green Bay with their third drive of the second quarter. Taking another 6 time off the clock. 5 is coming off of Detroit's defense with a 24. Green Bay will have to punt that one away. The Packers can have a punt blocked. 11 on red and white, and then it's automatic after that. That's a 15. The Lions got some pressure, but Whidbey got it off for the Packers. Now Detroit taking over with 6:40 to play in the second quarter of this very high-stakes game in the NFC Central. All right, that's going to be another 9 time coming off the clock for the Lions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is coming off of Detroit's offense with a 54. And that's going to be a much-needed touchdown run, and the Lions are going to be within 4. Stadium groans. Ugh. Once again, very high stakes in this NFC Central matchup. Lions will see who made the touchdown. All right, a 26 is Steve Owens, rumbled that one in. Rumbled that one in from 11 yards out. Wow. He got loose from the defensive line for Green Bay. Man coming out to try to add the extra point. And we are back to within 3. And the Lions pull back within 3. Green Bay with what I expect will be their last drive of the second quarter. That will be another 8 time coming off the clock. With 6 coming off of Detroit's defense and a 54. Will be a touchdown run and a bad time for the Lions to lay an egg. And the Packers will open up a 23-14 lead pending the extra point. As my yellow die goes falling on me. .34 is Brockington running that one in again. From 14 yards out. And Markle will add the extra point. And the Packers will restore their 10-point lead. And unless the Lions somehow roll a drive, that only takes 3 time. That will be enough to get us to halftime, especially once I tick off for the kickoff. And that's 4 time, which is still going to be just enough to get us to halftime. And at halftime, Green Bay leads this high-stakes game by a score of 24-14. I will remember to change that, and then I will take a small break. Don't forget, we still have the NFL Ticker brought to you by Ultra Quick Football after tonight's game. Our next game in this replay will be tomorrow night. It'll be Week 13, as we'll be back to the Astrodome once again, with our only team to have 3 games on the board this season, being the Houston Oilers. They will be hosting the AFC Central Division champion, Pittsburgh Steelers. Admittedly, this is more about getting the Steelers on the board than it is about getting the Oilers on the board again, because I want to make sure that the Steelers have a board game tiebreaker, since the Dolphins have been featured on the board, and I have a feeling that is going to come down to tiebreakers, especially since the Dolphins and the Steelers don't play in the regular season. I've looked and checked the schedule a few times just to make sure all of that is confirmed. So we are all set to start the third quarter of this game at Lambeau Field. We'll take off time for the kickoff, and then the Packers will have received the second half kickoff, and we are set to go here in the third quarter. So Green Bay gets their first drive. They are ticking 6 time off the clock in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is coming off of Detroit's defense, and a 13 is going to be a fumble, and the Packers are going to put that one on the ground. Detroit can't return a fumble for a touchdown, but that will be 52. That'll be Rudy Redmond falling on that one. And that will actually pull momentum over toward Detroit. Stadium groans. Ugh. Redskins groaning with them. Because remember, if Detroit needs to lose, and then Washington needs to win in Ultra Quick Football for the Redskins to clinch the number 1 seed in the NFC. Let's see what the Lions do with their first drive of the second half. Not a whole lot. 6 time coming off the clock. 8 is coming off of Detroit's offense, but a 13 is going to be an interception. Stadium and Redskins cheer. Yay! As my red die goes flying on me. 11-12 for an interception, but the 12 takes a 55 and under on blue and yellow. Stepping in front of that one is going to be Ken Ellis. He's going to step in front of the route, and he's going to take off, and he's going to get into the end zone untouched. And that will bring Lambeau Field to life. The stadium goes berserk. Yay, yay, yay! As the Packers now open up I'm just updating the scoreboard here. The Packers will now open up a 30-14 lead, pending Markle coming out and adding the extra point. And the Packers now have a 31-14 lead. Very bad night for the Lions to come out. That's double momentum changing. That's a very bad night for the Lions to come out and lay an egg with a chance to basically take control of the NFC Central. Instead, the Lions are going to throw away a golden opportunity to take control of the division. Let's see what the Lions can do with this drive. Once again, not a whole lot. 7 time coming off the clock. An 8's coming off of Detroit's offense, but a 21 is going to be yet another interception. Let's see what the Packers can do with this one. No interception this time, but no return for a touchdown, but the 65. This time it'll be Dave Robinson picking that one off. And the Packers are firing on all cylinders in this one. Everything seems to be coming up aces for Green Bay in this one, as the Packers needed this game desperately to negate the head-to-head tiebreaker, and the way they're playing it looks like they're going to get it. All right, that will be 8 time coming off the clock for the Packers, as we're down to 5:40 to play in the quarter. 4 is coming off of Detroit's defense, but a 56 is going to be another touchdown run. And as mentioned, the Lions picked a very bad night to have a meltdown. Score is now 37-14, pending the extra point. That'll be Brockington taking that in for the second time. He'll be taking that in from 8 yards out. Marco will come out to add the extra point. And this second half has just been absolutely all Green Bay. It is now 38-14 in favor of the Packers. And the Redskins are about a quarter and a third from being the number 1 seed in the NFC. We'll tick off the time for the Lions kickoff. The Lions seem to be happy to just be in the playoffs right now, whereas the Packers are probably about to take the driver's seat in the NFC Central. Let's see what the Lions can do here. That might be helpful for them. That'll be another 9 time coming off the clock. So we should be 1, 2, 6, 7... Oh, I forgot to tick off time for the kickoff, so 10 there. 11 is coming off of Green Bay's defense, actually. 63 will be a touchdown run, and the Lions are going to try to show some signs of life. We'll find out what the Lions are able to do with this one soon enough. 21 will be I can't read that name from here. Alty Taylor, he'll take that in from 1 yard out. And those are the first points for the Lions since early in the second quarter, as it is now 38-20, pending the extra point. The extra point is up and good from Mann. And it is now 38-21 in favor of Green Bay, as Lambeau Field is absolutely electric, with the Packers fighting for the NFC Central crown here in 1972. Let's see what the Lions can do with this, or what the Packers can do with their next drive. We'll tick off time. Ticking off another 7 time, which will take us into the fourth quarter. And after 3, the Packers seem to be in total control of this one. Let's see, 24, so another 14 points. As the Packers seem to be in total control of this one, 38-21. 8 those coming off of Green Bay's offense, and at 21, the Packers are going to have to punt that one away. Let's see if the punt gets blocked. No. Punt will not be blocked. The Lions need to get something going here, though. Let's see what they can do with this drive. This is their first drive of the fourth quarter. Lions are down 17. And that won't help. 5 time coming off the clock. Down to 12:40 to play in the quarter. 5 coming off of Green Bay's defense. And a 14 is going to be a fumble, and the Lions are going to put that one on the ground. Let's see if the Packers can return this one for a touchdown. No. That's a 31, so that will be Willie Buchanan who falls on that one. Green Bay now with their next drive. They're looking to ice this game with 12:40 to play in the fourth quarter. Whoa, we've got a rare play there, so we'll tick off our 10 time, and I'll see what an all fives rare play amounts to. Alright, so 10 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So an all fives rare play is going to be the quarterback tossing it to the halfback, and he's going to throw. So this is MacArthur Lane trying the pass. Okay. A 9 says he's going to find a wide open receiver, 25 yards, and a touchdown. So we'll roll that as a touchdown pass from 25 yards. And the Packers just have it all working today. So 44-21. As a flea flicker trick play is going to get it done. Wow. And who's catching that one? 33. Leyland Glass got wide open. (45-21) in favor of the Packers, and the Lions are running out of time to take control of the NFC Central. The Packers sure look like they're going to get this game, and they wanted it a lot more from the looks of it tonight. We took time off for the kickoff, and we'll take 8 time off the clock for the Lions. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is coming off of Detroit's offense with a 62. That's going to be a touchdown pass, and the Lions needed that one desperately. So the score is now 45-27. Pending the extra point. But before we get there, rolling for the touchdown pass, 46 will be Larry Walton. And that will be from 9 yards out. Man will come out and try to add the extra point. That will be up, and it will be good. And the Lions are still down by 17, though. So they're still down 45-28. And the Lions are going to do something crazy here. The Lions are actually going to try an onside kick. So it's an 11-16. I would normally kick it deep, but their defense is not playing that well, and Detroit needs too many points here. So the Lions are going to try an onside kick. On an 11-16 on red and white, Detroit will recover the onside kick. That's a 32. Green Bay will get that one. They had to try it. The Packers, for almost any score here, ices it, I think. That'll be another 10 time coming off the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 is coming off of Green Bay's offense with a 46. That will be a field goal attempt. Here will come Markle to try to all but ice this game. 11 to 51 on the field goal. That's a 24. Kick is up, and it is good. Splits the uprights with that one. 8, 15, and 17 is a 32-yard kick. And now the score is Green Bay 48, Detroit 28. The Lions will most likely get one last drive here. They needed that onside kick to go their way. And I think the deficit here is going to be just too big to overcome. As we'll take 5 time off the clock, and the wheels will probably come completely off for the Lions at this point. 6 is coming off of Green Bay's defense, and a 12 is going to be another fumble. And the Lions just are not getting it done here, as I can't keep the die in my hand. Let's see if the Packers can return this one for a touchdown. Picking that one up is going to be Sweeney Williams. The Lions, he picks up a block. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Green Bay. Sweeney Williams, the left defensive end, takes that one all the way in. And the Lions' hopes of taking control of the NFC Central have pretty much just died here. Marco will come out and add the extra point. And the Packers now have a 55-28 lead on the Lions. We'll take off time for the kickoff, but I expect we'll be hearing the final gun here momentarily. Seven time will be more than enough. There's the final gun, and the Green Bay Packers are going to pick up a game that they had to have. Let's just finish tallying this up. 7. That can be another, let's see, 38. Should be another 17 points. Yes. The Packers pick up a game that they had to have tonight. The Packers will win this one 55-28. That will not only be a season series split with Green Bay, or with Detroit, but Green Bay will move up half a game in the NFC Central, which will actually give them the board record tiebreaker over the Lions as well. So everything seems to be coming up aces right now for Green Bay as Green Bay moves back to the front of the NFC Central. Stadium cheers. Yay! And the Packers now find themselves in the driver's seat for the NFC Central. We, however, are not done yet, as we've got Ultra Quick Football up next. Philip Anderson, first to join us here for Ultra Quick Football. And yes, this was a huge stakes matchup in the NFC Central, and the Packers get this one. And you can argue that the Packers had to have this one a lot more than the Lions did, and based on the way the Packers played, whoo boy. The way the Packers played, you'd think they were never going to win a game again. And it would help if I get the actual ticker over here. It is now time for the NFL ticker, brought to you by Ultra Quick Football from Downey Games. The Green Bay Packers win a very high-stakes matchup in the NFC Central, and I'll have an update on the standings later tonight once I get everything updated. So now we have to ask the question of how did the rest of the league do? Let's find out. We'll do the meaningless games first. I've got my notes here of what means anything here. I'm going to bring my sheet over here. So first up, let's see, those two mean something. Let's do the Browns and the Steelers first. Browns roll a 6, they're subtracting 10 points from their base score. Steelers roll a 36, no change to theirs. And the Steelers will take that one by a score of 10-0. Dolphins need to keep pace, and they're playing the Patriots. Dolphins roll a 23. They're subtracting 3 points from their base score. Patriots roll a 95. They're adding 17 to theirs. But that won't be nearly enough, as the Dolphins will still take that one by a final score of 27-17. Saints and the Jets. Saints roll a 38, no change to their base score. Jets roll a 17, they're subtracting 6 from theirs, but that's still high enough as the Jets will beat the Saints by a final score of 17-14. Bills and the Colts. Bills roll an 18, they're subtracting 6 points from their base score. Colts roll a 74. They're adding 7 points to theirs. And the Colts will take that one by a final score of 7-2. Let's see. Bears and the Vikings. These two teams are the bottom two in the NFC Central. Yep, bottom two in the Central. Bears roll a 31. They're subtracting 2 points from their base score. Vikings roll a 71. They're adding 6 points to theirs. And the Vikings take that one by a final score of 19-4. Broncos and the Chiefs. Actually, it might be meaningful for other teams, but... Alright, so the Broncos roll a 75. They're adding 7 points to their base score. Chiefs roll a 3, they're subtracting 17 from theirs, and the Broncos will get that one by a final score of 20-2. Cowboys and the Cardinals. Cowboys roll a 53, they're adding 2 points to their base score. Cardinals roll a 21, they're subtracting 3 points from theirs, and the Cowboys will take that one by a final score of 20-4. Rams. Okay, so now we're into all important games. So now, first up, let's do the Oilers and the Falcons. The Oilers don't care about this game. They've gone absolutely nowhere this season. This game is important though for the Falcons because they need this one to stay alive, whereas the Niners need the Falcons to lose to have a chance to clinch the NFC West this week. Can the Oilers beat the Falcons? Let's find out. Oilers roll an 80. They're adding 8 points to their base score. Falcons roll a 79. They're adding 8 points to their base score as well. And the Falcons will take that one by a final score of 26-13. Okay, so... Right, so the Colts win. I actually forgot that the Colts win is important. The Colts game was important because now the Bengals can't clinch the playoffs. So let's do the Giants and the Bengals next. Giants roll a 39. They're no change to their base score, actually. Bengals roll a 75. They're adding 7 points to their base score, and the Bengals will take that one by a final score of 18-13. And actually, with the loss from the Giants, the Washington Redskins will clinch the NFC East to the surprise of not yours truly. Let's see. So speaking of the Redskins, let's go to the Redskins and the Eagles next. Since the Lions lost, the Redskins can now wrap up the number 1 seed in the NFC with a win over the Eagles. Base score for the Redskins is 22. Base score for Eagles is a goose egg. Redskins win. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC and lock up one of the first-round byes. Does the road to the Super Bowl in the NFC go through RFK Stadium, or does the NFC Central Division champion have a chance to make that come true? To make the road to the Super Bowl go through their stadium. Redskins, Eagles. Let's go to the dice. Redskins roll a 94. They're adding 14 points to their base score. Eagles roll a 20, but they were already at 0. And with that win by the Washington Redskins, the road to the Super Bowl goes through RFK Stadium in the NFC. Big win for the Redskins. So now they can start resting their starters. Last game for tonight. Actually, so next up we're going to do the Raiders and the Chargers. The Raiders have been trying to clinch a playoff berth for the last 2 weeks, but the AFC West has been making it difficult on them. The Raiders' base score is 20-9 for the Chargers. Can the Raiders get into the AFC playoffs? Let's find out. Raiders roll a 66. They're adding 3 points to their base score. Chargers roll a 23. They're subtracting 3 points from theirs. And the Oakland Raiders finally make the playoffs after 3 weeks of trying with a 23-6 victory over the Chargers. Rams and the 49ers. Because of the Falcons' win earlier, this game is now meaningless in terms of San Francisco being able to clinch the NFC West. However, the Niners can make the playoffs with a win here. Do the Niners make the playoffs? Let's find out. Rams roll a 62. They add 3 points to their base score. Niners roll an 18. They're subtracting 6 points from theirs. And the Los Angeles Rams are going to play spoiler on the 49ers, as the Rams are going to win that one by a final score of 16-12. That is your NFL ticker by Ultra Quick Football. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we've had a little bit of a change. We were originally going to be in St. Louis visiting what's the home stadium for the Cardinals? Home stadium for the Cardinals is Busch Stadium. But instead, I've decided to flex that game off the board, and instead we're going to be at the Astrodome in Houston, Texas, for tomorrow night's block game, as we feature the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Oilers. Admittedly, that one's more about getting the Steelers a board game, so that tiebreaker can be fair against the Dolphins. And that will do it for this playthrough of Momentum Football along with Ultra Quick Football. Still plenty of busy stuff coming up on the channel. Wednesday we'll be jumping up in... Actually, Philip, yes, I will be doing wild cards. So I will have an update on the... We'll have the full brackets when it comes out. So the way the playoffs are going to work, before I go into my sign-off, I'm going to do 1 to 6. I'm going to do the top 6 teams in each conference, including the 3 division champions. 1 and 2 will have byes. 3 will play 6. Actually, 6 will be at 3. 5 will be at 4 for the wild card round. Then into the division round, you can probably follow where it goes from there. Lowest remaining seed will go to 1. Highest remaining seed will go to 2. And it'll be a 6-team format from there. So yes, there will be wild cards coming out of this one. But what's coming up on the channel, Wednesday we'll be jumping up in our American Interceptor as we play Defending America, intercepting the America Bombers. Saturday, Mystical Munchies will continue out of the official Catan cookbook with the entree, Harbor Masters Fish and Chips. Sunday next week, we'll be doing another RPG as we play 5 Parsecs from Home. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.